Okay, so I'm going to come clean. I wouldn't say I was arrogant, but I was certainly sure when I did my video last week on the Lionsgate portal and I talked about Mercury retrograde. This was me. This is me. I'm so bored with Mercury retrograde that, you know what? I just don't accept it anymore. And it's not going to happen to me anymore. I'm done. I'm done. I kind of said something like that in my video last week. Yeah, no, they had other plans. My guides, the universe, the planets, but because I have been in tech breakdown, scheduling breakdown over the past week. Like, here's an example today during the 3-month journey class, which is such an amazing class. I love the class. I love the people. I kept freezing and then I got kicked out of Zoom while they were on the Zoom link. And so in the morning, at the beginning, I brought the class up, but I wasn't in the class, but they were on my Zoom link. And you want to know what they did? Instead of freaking out and be like, what do we do? We're at the end of the class. Someone, and you know who you are if you're watching this, she stepped up and led the meditation, went into her leadership and was like, we got this. We can just, and they led class on their own while I was gone for almost 9 minutes. That's powerful. That is leadership. That is me knowing that the work is working. Because let's say it had happened at the very beginning, right? They might have been more like, what's going to happen? Should we end the class? Or like, but no, not now. They are working on being in their power. They're working on connecting with their spirit guides, and it is showing up in their life. I just absolutely loved it. Just absolutely loved it. So be careful around what you say, because sometimes I'll, like, especially if we're coming from a place of ego, and I had to come back and like, did I say that from a place of ego last week? Maybe, I don't know, but I said it. And there has been other things. I'm not going to bore you with all the tech details because it's super annoying. But yeah. And one thing I want to share with you before I leave today, or before I hang up, and hopefully this is recording because I've had so many issues today. You probably know, I don't know, maybe I've talked about this. If not, I'll just tell you. I'm literally obsessed with the rain. Like, we're in Arizona and it's a drought right now. It's so heartbreaking. We've been here almost 4 years. The first 2.5, almost 3 years, it rained a lot. And the storms in Arizona are next level amazing. And I loved them. And it made me feel like the desert was healthy and the animals were healthy and everyone was healthy and I was healthy. But we've had really very little rain in the last 1.5 years, a few days here and there. And we're in the monsoon season. It's supposed to rain. And it's been not that much. And it hurts me. Like, I allow it to hurt me. So I'm like, I was talking to my practitioner about it. I'm like, I'm in like a cuckoo land. Like, I think about it all the time. So she's like, okay, well, let's look at this. So we did some work on it because there's a deeper thing going on than me being upset by the rain. And we found out that in a past life, I lived in Arizona at the Salt River, very close to here, in a tribe. And I was a Native American tribe. And I was one of the leaders. And it didn't rain for 500 days. So what that's about 1.5 years. Kind of the same thing we're in now. It has rained, but not the way it's supposed to rain. Like, it's been way below normal. But back then, when I was in that tribe, it didn't rain for 500 days. So, and the river dried up and the crops and all the things. And I took it very personally. And because I was like, we got to get the rain going. And I would meditate and dance the rain guides. And I would do everything I could on the spiritual level to bring in the rain. And I've been doing the same thing now. I meditate. I talk to the rain guides. I picture rain coming in. I drum. And it's like I'm doing the same thing I did in that past life. And the takeaway that I want to share with you is, like, then we did some healing work and really going into like Mother Earth knows what she's doing and trusting the ebb and flow of things. And it's not climate change, because I was looking back And I'm not doing this because I do know the earth is heating up. I do know that, but I also believe in the natural rhythms of the earth. So I don't believe everything is what they're saying climate change is. That's my personal belief. I do believe we have pollutants in the air. Yes. I do believe that we're destroying things. Yes. But I also think there are natural rhythms to the earth. And I've looked back. This is how obsessive I've got back as far as it can go of the rainfall. And when they started started recording it, and like that back in like 1930 was like the driest year on record. And this place here barely had any industry in it, right? It was all wild desert. So things ebb and flow. Things ebb and flow. So I'm learning to trust. And so I worked on this past life, and it's like really trusting Mother Earth. And she was showing that sometimes the desert just needs to really, really, really dry out and then reset, kind of like a wildfire. So that was very, very helpful. And I wanted to share this with you is because if you're going through something, or you're obsessing about something, or you feel guilty, or something is taking up and occupying your mind or your space in your being, most likely there's something deeper going on. Go deeper. We don't have to take everything at face value. Go deeper. Try to understand it, because usually there is some sort, it's not always a past life, but it could be something from childhood, or just go deeper, and it will really help shift, get you in your power, get you out of, like for me, it was out of obsession. I'm still a little bit obsessing, I'm not gonna lie, but it did help. It did help. And I leave the bird, I'm like constantly watering the birds and blah, 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 blah. But it will help. It has definitely helped, and will help you click in and understand what's really happening. Because by what we're up against right now in a very fast changing world, the more that we can be grounded and connected in ourselves, the more, sorry, I got an email, the more that everything else is going around us is going to land and be in place. And we need to talk, we need to be in community and do our own personal work as we are in this changing world. So with that being said, I don't want you to miss this. When is it? August 19th, Tuesday, I have a free event, and I'm interviewing four experts, amazing, amazing, amazing people. I handpicked them so that they can talk about being a spiritual badass in a changing world and what is needed. Each one of them is going to give a live presentation on Zoom. I'm going to be giving a giveaway away. We're going to play a game, and it's those events. I've done a few of them. They're 2 hours live. They're really, really fun. And these are some incredibly creative, beautiful, badass speakers that I have lined up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the link in the PS for you to sign up. And yes, you will get a replay if you don't come live. However, you can't win the prize. I won't tell you what it is unless you come live, and you're just not going to get as much of the energy as, it's so much more fun live. And do me a big favor. Pass that link on to anyone that you would think might want to be introduced into my community, or even hear some of the speakers speak, or, just someone who could use a little grounding, a little community, a little uplift, a little joy, or even just wants to come have fun and talk about spiritually led topics. Pass them the link. That's generosity. That's like, oh, I thought of you. You might really like this. So please do that. You're welcome to share it. And that's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. Have an amazing rest of your week, and I hope to see you on August 19th.